ever gonna fucking believe this. Y'all to know, I just want y'all to know that this is Chris Brown's tour bus in front of us, and I just got off the fucking bus. I swear to God.
I've been reminiscing, sipping Michia. Can you tell me what's with all this distant love? If I call, would you pick it up? On some nights like this, I just want to.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my cousin with me.
Hey guys, I'm Tania.
That's Tania.
Hey.
And we're going to be telling you about how we ended up on Chris Brown's tour bus and what happened on the bus. And I haven't told her yet, but we're going to tell you guys everything. Oh, you knew? Because my mom told her. She ruined it. Anyways, we're literally going to tell you guys everything. I don't want to leave anything out.
Like one little thing.
No, I don't want to leave anything. I seriously don't want to leave anything out.
Okay.
We're going to tell everything. We're just not going to use names because names get people in trouble. And then we don't have any proof. So, I mean,
with him,
you could believe what we say or you could not believe what we say. I'm just not trying to get sued because Chris Brown's rich and I'm poor. Where do you want to start?
So,
let's start.
It was his one hell of a night tour in Concord. My first concert of my life.
She went with me.
Yes. And it was a group of us. And at the end, Lex said, let's look for his tour bus. I saw where it goes. So, you know, me, obviously being her sidekick, I'm like, okay, yeah, come on.
We really like partners in crime.
She
you guys
asked
know?
To do something, I'm down. I asked her to do something, she's down.
We always get in trouble together. Okay, so look, we hopped this fence. Remember the fence that we hopped?
Yes.
We thought we hit gold. We thought we hit the jackpot, right? We hopped this fence. It's a secret bathroom.
It's
just
like
a bathroom.
nothing.
We
with
really
water
hopped the
fountains
fence.
and shit.
We sound like some fucking crazies. So me and Nene both got ready separately. And then I came to pick her up. But before I came to pick her up, I was telling my grandma and I was telling my mom, like, watch, I'm going home with Chris Brown tonight. Like, just hella joking. And her twin sisters have been on their tour bus before. So we were talking about, like, oh, that'd be so cool. Like, if we could do it, right? So then after the concert.
Mind you, this, what, 3 years ago?
2015.
Yep.
About to be
about
three and a
almost
half,
4. In the summer, it'll be 4 years ago.
Yeah. After the concert, we were all standing at the bottom. We're all hella talking, and these two dudes. One dude was hella tall.
No, this is when they left, and then it's just us. This is after we hopped the fence.
Yeah, but we saw them. They were walking past us while we were still talking to everybody. Remember we took our picture?
Yeah.
They walked past us, obviously looking for girls to bring backstage, but we didn't know that. We didn't know who they were. And so then
like,
they were.
You would not think that those were his friends. Like, I mean, yeah. So
then we tried to hop that fence. We started walking around looking for stuff, and then finally I'm like, you know what? It ain't gonna happen.
It's whatever. We started walking
to the car. Let's just go. So we start walking to the car, and those two dudes walked past us, and one was like, hey, how old are you? And I looked at him, and I was like 19, and he was like, barely legal. And then me and Nene kept walking. Nene was like, we were just like, what the fuck? Because he looked old. Like, turns out he wasn't that old, but he looked older. Yeah. And so me and Nene kept walking, and he was like, wait, come here. And Nene was like, Lex, he said come here. I was like, well, come with me. Like, I don't want to go by myself.
Right, because I thought, because he was like looking at Lex. Yeah. It was just like, usually, especially if you're ugly, and I have a boyfriend, so I wouldn't have stopped anyways, but it was just like, something was weird
like, we've
about
seen
them already. Yeah. Like, you know, like maybe we should see what's up.
Right,
like you know,
why
like
they
it was
walking
just
back and forth.
Like, why are they asking our age? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
It just kind of seemed like, okay, maybe we should see like what they wanted.
So we went back, and he was like, can I see some ID?
And
at
like,
this
for
point,
what?
Right, at this point, I'm like, I was like, what do you want to see my ID for? And he was like, if you want to get backstage, I gotta see my ID. I don't even know how my ID ended up in my hand in like 0.2 seconds, but
like, and I didn't even have an ID, nothing.
And
like,
so,
at the time, nothing on me.
Right, and so he was like, well, where's her ID? And I was like, she doesn't
swear,
have it. It's in the car,
age.
but I promise you, she's 19. Her ass was 17 at the time. He was like messing with us. He looked at his friend. He was like, what you think? You think we should let him backstage? And his friend was
and
like,
we're still like, are these niggas really telling the truth?
And his friend was like, I don't know.
And they whip out the wristbands.
Green wristbands. And I have it at my house. I'm at Nene's house
She's
right
gonna
now.
have to edit it and put it in there.
I forgot
She still has the
wristband. But I have it.
I had it somewhere, but I can't find it. So
I'm not letting that thing go. Then we're like, me and Nene are like, they give us the wristbands. We're putting them on each other.
We can't like act like no groupies. We can't be doing too much.
At first.
At first, for a quick second before we got backstage.
Right.
Like,
we were like holding each other's hands, like, oh my god,
like,
we're
is
about
this?
To meet
Chris
Brown. Like,
we were like tripping out.
He turned around and he was like, y'all can't be acting like this.
And we were like,
when
okay, we're getting
backstage.
it out now. We're getting it all out of our system now.
That's embarrassing. And so then he's like, and by the way, we're gonna have to take your phones.
Yeah.
So we get back there and
so we walk down the hall. get all the way to the back, and it's a security standing in front of the door, and there's a chair, just like regular chair, with phones piled on top.
And so they were like, can we take your, like, we need your phone. So we gave them our phones. We go backstage and we walk in, and instantly you hear Chris Brown talking, but you cannot see him. And like me and Nene was just, she tiny, but she was squeezing my hand hella hard. But then like there's a candy bar, and there's hella pretty girls, and but he's just on the phone, like nobody's paying attention to him.
Paying attention, and we're like, you know, we gotta act chill. So I just remember I just kept grabbing her hand, and I'm like
freaking out. She was pinching me,
but I'm like calm though. Like my face is calm, but I'm like,
inside we're like dying. I know.
Like, are you serious? Like, mind you, we've been in love with him forever. Like, back to what you're saying.
When we walk backstage, I tell the dude who got us backstage, like, can I ask you a favor? And he's like, what? And I'm like, you gotta let us take a picture with him.
Like,
nobody is gonna believe this shit. There's
to.
No way anybody's gonna believe it.
And he was hella cool.
Yeah.
He was hella cool.
So then he's like, don't worry about it. You just gotta wait until more people leave. So time goes by. He gives us something to drink. There are people back there that Nene ends up knowing.
Yeah.
And so we're just like talking to hella people.
Yeah.
We made friends there too. A lot of the
cool,
majority of the girls were hella nice, and we just talked to them like it was nothing. Then we like. Chris Brown gets up to leave. I'm just cutting it short because we were there. The concert ended at 11.
Oh yeah, we was drinking. We took a couple shots with him.
Yeah, we did.
The tall friend, the one that was cool that got us backstage. That we're not gonna say names, but yeah.
Like I was the driver, so I kept handing because I thought we were gonna leave soon. So I kept handing like pouring some of my drink into Nene's. Like you drink it, you drink it.
And mind you, we saw where the alcohol was coming. It's not like it's just getting handed to us. We saw it being poured. You know, all that. So we're smart in that case.
Yeah. And then I'm just, can y'all tell, like almost 4 years later, and we're still excited to tell the story. Like this was
I feel like we haven't even talked about him forever. Like we just like, I don't know. It was like a dream. It was like the best night. But it gets better than this. Okay,
so then like time's going by, and Chris Brown gets up to leave, and I tell the dude that got us backstage, I'm like, what the fuck? Like you said we were gonna get to take a picture with him before we leave, before he left. He was like, he's not going nowhere. He's just going to do his meet and greets. He'll be back.
Hold on, and mind you, we almost bought the tickets. We were a day late, and they were sold out. And it was like $250, and we're so happy we did not pay for those because we would have never saw them before the concert. Like right when it ended, it told everybody to go to a certain spot. We wouldn't have got to get backstage. We would have been like everybody else.
The meet and greet would have been 10
paid all that, took a picture, and that's it. Right. So like it worked out that we didn't get the meet and greet tickets.
Jesus was on our side. Jesus,
it just worked out for the better.
Like. Hella time goes by, people start to leave, and people start walking out the door, and I'm like, what the hell? Like you told us we were gonna get to take a picture with him.
No one's gonna believe us.
And he was like, well, where are y'all going? And I was like,
nowhere.
Everybody's leaving. Like I thought we were going home, and he's like, well, we took a tour bus. And me and Nene are like, we took a tour bus.
Us too, like us right here.
And so
he's like, y'all want to go on tour bus? We was like, duh, like yes.
Right, and so that's where the video where I'm like, nobody's ever gonna fucking believe this. That's where that happened. But I forgot the part. So right when we got backstage, we were back there for like 5 minutes, and Nene was like, oh, we gotta call our moms. Like we gotta let our moms.
I called my mom's walking to the tour bus.
No, we came out and unlocked our phones because I was like, Mom.
Mac working to the tour. Okay.
So we were backstage for like 5-10 minutes maybe, and Nene's like, wait, Lex, we gotta call our moms. We gotta let them know where we are.
How long, right.
And so we go out. I get on the phone and I call my mom, and I'm like, Mom, you're never gonna guess where I'm at. And my mom knows how much I love Chris Brown. My mom took me to my first Chris Brown concert. Like she drove all the way to Fresno. We almost hit a deer, all types of stuff, because she knows how much I love Chris Brown. And Fresno is like 3 hours away from where we live. And so I'm like, Mom, guess where I'm at? And she's like, where? I'm like, I'm backstage with Chris Brown. And she's like, put him on the phone. What? Like my mom was like, no fucking way. And I was so serious.
And I called my sister first just because I know she could relay the message. And I'm like, TT, we are backstage. She's like, you're lying.
Right.
Say Bible. I'm like, Bible. She's like, because she know once I say that, she started freaking out. Told my mom. Mom was like, oh my God, are you serious, Nene? She's like, oh my God, well, have fun, be safe, Like my mom was so excited for us. Like
my mom wanted to talk to his ass. She was like, put him on the phone. So we get off the phone, we go back in, and then I'll skip back to like the tour bus part.
Walking to the tour bus, whatever.
So we're walking to the tour bus. I tried to get like a little video in, so I recorded that part. Nene was on the phone telling somebody else that she was there, and then when we get to the bus, he took our phones again. What happened next? We're sitting on the bus, and the dude's like, oh, are y'all hungry? Like, it's going to be a minute, so do you want to go to the back? It was the last concert of the tour, so
yeah.
they didn't really have shit to do, and so they were just chilling. And he was like, "Oh, it was like a taco truck, or it wasn't.
It was a food truck that followed them that had like burgers, fries, like literally like everything.
We went with them to get food, but I just got a drink. I don't remember if
I
we
got a drink
food.
too.
Yeah.
I didn't get food.
So we just got drinks, and then we went back to the bus. And
when we get on the bus,
when we got on the bus, but wait, we sat down and like.
It's a shorter side that we sat on, and then it's a longer side.
Yeah, across from us. And so we sat down, and like you heard him talk, and Nene grabbed my thigh hella fast, and she was like, "Lex, it's fucking Chris Brown in front of us."
I just had to breathe because you don't understand. Like, and we had to be calm. We could not act like no groupies or nothing. So like, you know, I just had to pinch her. Like, I had to get something out.
And I've thought like a million times about like when I meet Chris Brown,
Brown,
what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do?
And we're in that moment. We're like. It just didn't seem real. Like, we were kind of like, what?
I was a chicken.
Yeah.
I was supposed to profess my
we were
love.
Just chilling.
Have his next baby. No, I'm just playing. I know, she was good, but I was freaking out.
Neither one of us are shy, but, like, me in that moment, like, I'm going to make comments. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to talk back.
Yeah. I'm not shy, but I was fucking
honestly,
starstruck.
they're chain smokers, like.
Chris Brown
cigarettes back to back.
Yeah, so he was sitting across from us and literally smoking cigarette after cigarette, just like flicking it all over the counter, his ash like all over the counter. And if you guys know me, then you know I hate cigarettes with a fucking passion. I didn't smell cigarettes that whole night. I didn't smell them at all.
It didn't bother us.
It did not bother me. They had this lady, I don't know if she was like their manager or what, but she had a big old booty, and she was stacking up there underneath like the seats is like a refrigerator.
Yeah.
And so she was stacking up. Yeah, she was stacking up like drinks and Capri Suns, and she had hella bottles of Hennessy.
Like.
And so one of the dudes cracked the bottle open, and we all like took a shot. And wasn't it from me to Chris Brown?
I thought I handed it. Or no. Because I handed it to you.
Me, and then I was trying to hand it to him.
You handed it, but I said, like, oh, here.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So, like, it was his turn, and she was like, I was like, here, it's your turn. He was like, I don't drink. And she was like, come on, like, you can't be
or something.
Like, you got to. You can't have us all now. Drink.
Like, we all take a shot.
And then he was like, I don't drink. Like,
I smoke weed, do drugs, baby.
She wanna do drugs. Smoke weed, get drunk.
You just sang a song called Liquor.
Drugs. But he does say that.
Yeah.
And then didn't he say like some like, oh, I only drink if I know something, or said something like,
oh, he said something inappropriate.
Yeah.
He was like, I only drink if I know heads coming
after that.
Something like that.
And I'm thinking in my head like
this nigga trying to be nasty.
No.
Right. And so, stay tuned for part 2 to find out who gave up. No, I'm just kidding.
No, do not listen to her.
And so then
they
wanted
something
smoke
about
and they didn't have no weed. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got weed in the car. And they was like, oh, for real?
Right.
Oh, yeah, y'all go and get it or whatever.
Right.
So it was us two and the dude that got us backstage. We took like a little like shuttle bus thing down to the car.
Yeah, they drove us down to my car, and we got in my car and drove my car backstage. And then Nene got what she had, and we brought it onto the bus.
Yeah.
And he was hugging it. Chris Brown, remember? He was like he was not trying to pass it.
But we didn't even care. Like, oh well.
Oh yeah. So before we got back on the bus, so the dude that brought us backstage, I might have to mute that because they might have heard his name.
Yeah.
But the dude that brought us backstage, we were walking back to the bus, and he was like, "Hey Lex, like come here." And I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "CB want to know if your cousin is trying to like." Give him like he wasn't trying to fuck or nothing, but like give him head. And I was like, ooh, like no.
I was like,
I don't think so, but I could ask her. And then so I came up and I was like, Nene, and Nene has a boyfriend, and so I already knew like the answer was gonna be no, but
she still was gonna like relay the message or whatever.
And so I went up to her and I was like, he so and so.
She was kind of freaking out though. She was like, Nene, like look, came up to me. And said yada yada yada, and I'm like,
my heart drops. So
he didn't say like if he said like go in the room or like something like not saying like what, but like.
But he was already making nasty
or something
side
like that.
Comments anyway.
Like when I said that, he said something like, "Oh, I only drink if I know I'm finna get heads coming after." Like after I said that, and I'm thinking like, okay, that's obviously what he wanted. Like, no.
But so, like, I'm freaking out telling her, and she's like, Lex, like, no. First of all, I'm with Mac. Second of all, like, I would never do that, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, that's fine. Like, don't freak out.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's expecting you to do
I just didn't want him to tell Chris Brown no. Like, that's my thing. Like, I told him, I said, can you just not say nothing? Like, just don't tell him. I said no, because I just don't want him to kick us off. Like, you know, just Yeah.
Right, just like leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
Like, we were the only 2 girls on the tour bus, and then like kind of towards the end, they brought 2 girls.
No,
from
when we
the
got
meet
back
and greet.
on, the girls were on.
They were.
Yes.
Dang, I remember it.
And before
My
we
memory
smoked while they were rolling, that's when he told them to leave.
Oh,
like,
okay.
they were on for a short minute. It was 2, like,
And
white
they were
girls. They were not cute.
wasted.
I guess they saw them, like, walking around. Friends brought them on or whatever. Like, a little... so we sit down, whatever. They're, like, on the long side, but, like, at the end. And, like, a little time go by. I forgot who was... I don't know if I rolled or did I let the friend roll. I can't even remember.
I think you rolled.
I think I rolled. And I was rolling or whatever. And, like, a little bit of time, like... Not even like 10 minutes go by or something, and Chris Brown's like, "All right, nice to meet you guys," to the friend or to those girls,
Right, and they
make
got
them
off the
leave.
bus.
And we're like, "Oh, we're good."
Mhm.
Like, he's not telling us to leave.
Right, on the bus too, like he was playing his music that like we've never heard before,
Like,
that was never
new,
released, right?
unreleased
And he was
music.
just like vibing to
And
it,
we're
like
"Oh my goodness."
I was just like admiring him, like because his eyes were closed and he was right in front of us, so I was just like,
and he's hella tall, like.
for
Like,
her.
you knew he's tall, but like, he just seems so tall to me. Like, I'm just like, damn. Like, my hair stuck
He
to
was,
your hair.
oh, it was.
Yeah.
He was shorter than I thought.
He was taller than I thought, but whatever, because I'm hella short.
Nene's short. So then, like, we're just chopping it up, like, talking to them. There was, like, this one point where Chris Brown got on his phone, and I guess somebody was talking about his daughter, and,
Oh, yes. And she was
he
only,
was-
like, 2.
she was hella little.
And the
She
next
hella
day
little.
was the 106 in Park basketball game.
Yeah, so
and
that's
he
a
brought
different
her-
one. That's a different one.
Oh, okay,
So we're
okay,
gonna tell
okay,
that
okay,
one because
okay.
remember he was talking about fighting.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Mhm.
first he was on his phone, and I guess some girl was talking shit about his daughter, and so he was like flashing back,
Please,
and he was
like-
like, "How you spell bottom feeder? Is it F-E-E or
Yeah.
F-E-A?" And I was like, "F-E-E." He was like, "Thank you," and I was like,
The
"Well,
grammar police.
I just taught Chris
Yes.
Brown how to spell a word. Like what?
And she does this to everybody, so it's so funny.
Yeah, I'm the grammar police.
Yeah.
Y'all should know the difference between there, and there. What else? 2, 2, and 2. You
Right.
should know all the differences. Come on
Yes.
now, you grown. Especially if you graduated. Like, get it together. So then, after that one, he was talking about... So, this is years later, so we could talk about it now. I don't think it'll, like, bring any drama or
Matter.
nothing like that.
Hopefully
Right.
not.
But he was hella close with Tyga.
Yes.
And Tyga had problems with the game. First of all,
No,
he was
and
hella close to
Tyga was
Tyga.
dating Kylie at the
and he was
time.
like, if I was Tyga, I'd put a baby in her. Like, that's a check right there. You know what I mean?
He was just
Right.
giving us all the details.
But I
It
guess there was
like-
drama between like Kylie in the game or something like that, or Tyga in the game, and so Chris Brown was like, he need to stick up for himself. Like if he don't do it, like I'll do it. Like we finna see that nigga tomorrow. Blah blah blah. Because the next day was the 106 in Park basketball game, and also they were telling us that they had to leave that night because Chris Brown had to go get his daughter.
to bring her to the game.
Right, his daughter was gonna be at the game, and so he was like, I'll say something to that nigga tomorrow. So I was like, the media's already looking for a reason to call you a bad dad. He was like, you right. I was like, I just spit some knowledge for Chris Brown, like. But what else?
And mind you, we're smoking as all this is going. Like we're just chilling with him. Like
Right.
it was just like
it was so
just
natural.
weird. Like it was just like yeah.
like
At the beginning, we're all nervous, and after that, it was chill.
right, like before meeting him, well, like I would always be like, what, like
Oh,
what's it
what
gonna
if
be
I-
like
yeah.
when I meet Chris Brown? Like, is Chris Brown an asshole? Is Chris Brown like sweet?
Everybody was
he was
talking,
friendly. It wasn't
yeah.
like we weren't there, like we were ghosts or nothing like that.
Right.
He was hella cool. It was, and then like at that point, it's like wow, like he's really just celebrities
Like
are really just normal people. But I mean, oh
Did die?
no, what the fuck?
We are having some technical difficulties.
Please stand by. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
So towards the end, the bus driver came back. The tour bus driver, he came back and he was like, "We're gonna go. Like, are they coming with us?"
Oh, mind
And
you, before
my
he said
dumb
that,
ass-
Chris Brown started sweeping, cleaning
Oh
up.
yeah, he went to the back, changed
started
his shirt.
Everything.
started
He
cleaning
started cleaning up
everything.
himself. Like
Right.
he don't got.
He
people-
changed his shirt.
I mean,
to
I'm sure
match
he
me.
has.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure
Um,
he has people that help him clean it, but it's like cool. Like he don't just like
He's not
have
just hella
someone
messy,
do
right.
everything, and like he started sweeping himself, cleaning stuff up.
Because
Like,
he made that big old mess in the beginning.
Exactly.
He actually, when he was done smoking, he did it right away. It wasn't like towards the end. We skipped that whole part because he had changed his shirt. He was already sitting down talking to everybody.
Right.
And then we asked if we could get off. Okay, so yeah, he's not dirty.
Yeah.
Let's just get that straight. But so then he the bus driver was like, "Oh, like are they coming with us?" And my dumb ass was like, "I have work tomorrow." Like that's the first thing that popped in my head. And when I told
don't
my
even know
mom
if I
later.
did.
When I told
didn't
my mom
care.
later, she was like, "What the fuck? Like, you should have went with them. Like, I would have picked your car up. I would have found a way to pick your car up." My mom was all for it.
They had to go to the game the next day. The
Right.
celebrity
We wouldn't have had
106 in
no
Park
way back
game.
home.
They wouldn't have.
And so we were like, "No, like we're gonna go." So we're saying bye to everybody, and then like I walk up to Chris Brown and I'm like, "Can I ask you a question?" And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?"
And I'm standing behind her like,
right,
ask him.
And so I was like, can we take a picture with you? And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, like I don't take pictures on the bus. And then like at the same time I was saying, well, can you get off the bus? He was like, but I'll get off the bus because y'all were hella cool.
Yeah.
Right. We got off the bus and we took a picture with him. I don't know why we didn't think to take like our own individual pictures with him.
But we just took a
we just took a picture with him in the middle.
And we weren't trying to be like, okay, now your turn, now your turn. You know, we just was like,
if I would have thought about it, if my fucking nerves weren't through the ceiling.
And I was tipsy, so I just was like.
If my nerves weren't through the ceiling, I would have been like, I need my own picture with you. But, and then so that's why, that's why the back looks kind of funky.
The person taking the pictures back is against the tour bus, and we're right there.
We couldn't
stepped out the tour bus. I asked him, can I take a selfie with him? And he was like, no, I'm sorry. He was like,
they gonna think we fucking.
Or yeah, he said something, but he said he was like, I'm not able to.
Yeah, he
First,
was like,
I'm not allowed to. He was like that because people will take selfies and can make it more than what it is. Like, oh, you know, because a selfie, I guess, seems more intimate, whatever. So. Whatever.
Right.
I tried.
And so we took our picture with him, and then I gave the tall dude asked for my number. I gave him my number, and Chris Brown was like, oh, so-and-so got your number, so next time we're in the Bay, like, we could link or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. So that's the end of our story with Chris Brown and getting on his tour bus. And y'all, we took this video in one take, no practicing, no nothing. So
this was just what happened.
Raw. I would say uncut, but I gotta cut
footage.
it because if I don't cut it, this just gonna be like 45 minutes.
Too long.
But yeah, we did this all in one take.
Are you proud of us? This is my first YouTube video ever. I've never been in one.
She did it with me, my baby.
So proud of myself. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, me too. She was.
I thought it was gonna be so awkward.
I know. Before we started, she was like, "Lex, I never did this." I was like, "I know," and it's hella weird too. It's not as weird when you do it with someone.
Yeah. I feel by yourself, it's probably like,
oh my god, by yourself, it's rough. Me and Nene, you're gonna notice we love to talk over each other. We both love to talk. And so I was like, maybe I should do it by myself. But then I was like, no, why would I do it by myself when it was the both of us and we could both tell the story?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. That's the story about how we ended up on Chris Brown's tour bus.
Night.
And what happened on his bus. And we're gonna tell this story for years and years and years to come.
And it's always gonna stick with us.
And it's always gonna stick with us. This was
one of the
top 5.
Yes.
Top 5 nights of my life.
Definitely.
But yeah, if you like this story, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And
follow me on Instagram.
I'll have her Instagram link below. Yeah. All right, y'all. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
If she a bad bitch, let's get to it. We up in this club.